Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warship Blitz in the Scorching Islands video in the Tier 3 German cruiser, the Kolberg. So this is part of my Down the Line support series, so I'm doing a Down the Line series where I go down through a line of ships from sort of start to finish, or where I've ended up anyway, and explaining how the line develops over time so that new players can get a bit of a sense for how these things go. I've done the Tier 2 Dresden, and which is experience I won't repeat. I don't think I'll be doing any more Tier 2s. Tier 3, you get some premiums, and from that perspective, it's a little bit more, it's a little bit better to understand how Tier 3s go, and some Tier 3s actually do start to represent how the line will look, so they start the development of the line. Unfortunately, with the German cruiser line, the Tier 3s do not. So the Tier 3 is a ship with guns plastered along the outside, 1205mm guns, and no torpedoes. The ship is relatively slow, 25 knots, compared with the later cruiser line, so really it's quite a bit of a difference. Not the same difference that the Tier 3 American cruiser, the St. Louis, is compared to the rest of that line, but still a bit of a departure. So the best thing to do with the Kolberg is to treat it as an opportunity for gunnery practice. With all those guns along the side, there's plenty of opportunity to shoot at targets. Now, unfortunately for this Dursky, it's a bit unfortunate that he's encountered someone who actually, well, with my Royal Navy cruisers, I do have a real focus for going out for destroyers. So we're seeing him off quite nicely. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have long-range torpedoes. I'm not a particularly manoeuvrable ship, and against a low-tier Japanese destroyer, I would have a bigger problem here if he was undetected, because he may very well be able to launch torpedoes at me. But as it is, we are heading north, and then realising that our battleships, supporting battleships, are behind us, and those two battleships off to the right are not, they're not best for me to encounter them alone. And because I am spotted by the Zerky, although I'm not now, they can, if they want to, open fire on me, and out here it'd be pretty lonely business. So I'm going to head back towards my support ships, and that Dursky has made a reappearance. Now, I'm going to have to give full credit to that guy, because he is in a ship that doesn't favour the sort of open sea warfare, and he's made an effort to get back in amongst the fray, and that Yubari took him out by the looks of it. So good on him for getting back into it and not sulking up the back, because he had a really hard ask ahead of him. Props to that guy. And now, because there's a Turan, an actual torpedo destroyer, there's plenty of things for that Kawachi to shoot at that aren't me. So we feel like we can get in and support the team. 4 ships left on our side, 5 on their side, no one visible, so looks like they'll all be out the right hand side of the map. Got a choice, which is to head north towards their cap with 2 minutes and 11 seconds at 25 knots, just probably isn't worth doing, or to head back to our cap to see whether or not we've got a flanking manoeuvre. Well, it wouldn't be a flanking manoeuvre because the entire flank's open. So we're heading back. We've got a cruiser to the south, and as you can see, I'm starting to turn in, and then I realise, actually, hold on a second, I've got guns on both sides. Why am I doing the turn? So, you get used to centreline mounted turrets after a while, but there are no centreline mounted turrets here. So this Duguay Truan is a French cruiser, and it's probably the one thing, apart from its torpedoes, the one thing after that Dursky that I can probably deal with is its flimsy light armour. I've probably, although I'm a tier lower, I'm a slightly more robust ship. It has the edge on speed, manoeuvrability and torpedoes, but we have basically the small ship, relatively tough, with a whole lot of guns on it, and yeah, well, that's the result. We've got this dreadnought. We'll give him a bit of a beating as well if we can. And then the St. Louis, which is probably a better bet. That dreadnought has just hammered me pretty hard, and I'm not really too keen on that St. Louis dealing to me either. So he's put me on fire. I put it out and I head away, and we're going to snipe at range. With 32 seconds, even if he gets me on fire, I think I'll be okay. And yeah, we just basically just farm for damage. So yeah, so is it a ship that I would use again? No, after this video I shall be selling it. I bought these two ships, the Dresden and the Kolberg, in order to have them on hand as I did the down the line video. I've played them to demo them, and I'm done. Yeah, so these ships are okay to learn on, but they don't represent the German line particularly well. Yeah, good for beginners, but quickly outgrown. That's my verdict on the Kolberg. It's no more fun playing it the second time round than it was the first time, to be honest. But it is a good educational ship. 117 hits, which is pretty good. And yeah, that was the Kolberg. I hope you enjoyed watching, and we'll catch you next time for a ship at a higher tier. Thanks for watching.